And maybe one day all my dreams will come true.
A cloak covers much of your body, but it can only hide so much of your face, incapable of masking your imperfections completely. And it cannot shield you from the words that work against your integrity, making you a marked soul, piercing at your heart, so pure and fragile, so you turn to the darkness for answers. See, darkness may clothe you in shadows so your face can be unseen, but sunlight sings a much brighter song, free of terror and control. And it takes courage to step out of a place of comfort that you've held close to you for so long, revealing beauty no one ever thought could unfold in a world so tainted. A life reborn is what we've created. Your existence no longer frowned upon, but celebrated. Strength is what you've been given, to rise above the villains who can't seem to see you're a superhero. Destined to use the power of speech to let everybody know that they're nothing below zero, but in fact above. Turn the world full of hate into a world full of love. From obscurity to prominence, emerging from the shadowland, rooted in the hatred they gave her, and she's never going back again. This is me.
Yes.
Sharpest words wanna cut me down. I'm gonna send a flood, gonna drown them out. This is brave, this is bruised. I am who I'm meant to be. This is me.
Hey PMSA, how you guys doing? All right, ladies, gentlemen, there is an excellent presentation for you today. We want to thank everybody and all of the teachers that brought you down here. Before we get started with the entire presentation, I want to introduce to you our wonderful superintendent, Dr. Jesse Rodriguez. Give me a hand, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you. So it is Friday, 8 hour. We're ready to leave Proviso Math and Science Academy. Are we ready to leave or not yet? Okay. I don't think you're ready. You are? I don't think you're ready. You gotta see this production first. You gotta see this production first. Oh, it's Thursday. I thought it was Friday. No school tomorrow? No school tomorrow? Oh my God. What about our teachers? Teachers, should we have school tomorrow? No? This is a lot of pressure. No school tomorrow. I'll think about it. How about that? For the seniors. Yeah. Yeah. Students, of Proviso Math and Science Academy teachers, thank you for giving us this opportunity to talk to you, to show you a presentation, put together in addressing the needs of students, in looking at life. So I think you're going to have a great time. I had a great time the last hour, and you're going to enjoy it. But before we start, I must say, every time that you do a presentation, and once you go to college and you graduate and you become a teacher, engineer, doctor, a superintendent, always remember, you gotta introduce and you gotta talk about your boss if he's in the room. And I got one of them. I got one of my bosses in the room. Okay. So many of you think the superintendent has no bosses. I got 7. And I have one board member who is here, who inspired me to bring this type of productions, this type of events, to our students, in giving me some ideas, introducing me to some great people in the community. So I just like to say, a big thank you. And students, let's give a big round of applause to Samuel Valtierres, District 209 board member. And I will tell you a secret. Mr. Valtierres is very shy and he didn't want no introduction. But he's going to get another one. Let's give him another round of applause. So, we're ready for the production. But before we start, I must say, we are very proud of Proviso Math and Science. We're very proud of the work that you do, students. We love our teachers. We have great teachers here who are working with you every day. Let's give a round of applause to our teachers for the great work that they do. You're appreciated, teachers. And I am so proud that today I got your color. Today I got Proviso, like a Superman. And I also have something in the back that talk about us. Because remember, we are 3 schools. Proviso East, Proviso West, Proviso Math and Science Academy. One team, one goal, one. Let's do it again. One team, one goal. That's not loud enough. One team, one goal. One Proviso. We are very proud to be here. We are very proud to be here, and we are very proud of our students. I do know we have the best high school students and the best high school teachers in the entire state of Illinois. So students, before we continue, please know today is Thursday, it's not Friday, and tomorrow, no school. I think about it. And with you, the You Matter, led by Javier and Larry, who are here with us today. Larry in the corner, Javier in the other corner. So please welcome, let's give a Proviso Math and Science welcome to the You Matter crew.
All right, everybody, what's going on, PMSA? Can we make some noise in the building? They told me that this school was wild, but I see you kind of quiet. Can I see what the wild side is? Is this the wild side over here? Make some noise. Come on now. Come on over here, wild side, make some noise. Come on. Woo! All right, we're excited to be here with us today. We're the You Matter crew from North Lake, Illinois, right Anybody got little babies in the family? Come on now. This drama here expresses the sound that we all have. It's a different sound. With you, road trip.
Alright, I'm so bored. Me too, man. I'm bored.
Are we almost there yet?
No, we got about 4 more hours.
We've been going for like 10.
Does anybody have any music or something? Please, put on music. I need to.
I have something down.
You have something?
She say, do you love me? I tell her only partly. I only love my bed and my mom, I'm sorry. 50 dub, I even got it tatted on me. 81, they'll bring the crashers to the party. And you know me, turn the 02 into the 03, dog. Without cut my life to pieces. This is my last resort. Suffocation, no breathing. Don't give a if I can. Despacito, despacito, para que me diga cosas al oído, para que me pares si no estás conmigo. Despacito, quiero desnudarte a besos despacito, como las paredes de tu laberinto, hacer que tu cuerpo todo un manuscrito.
Right now, it's probably up behind me with a blue stick showing her how to shoot a combo. And you don't know. I dug my key into the side of it, ready to suit up four-wheel making my way downtown, walking fast, faces pass and I'm homebound. Staring blankly ahead, just making my way through the crowd. And I need you, and I miss you. And
Nothing can stop me, I'm all the way up. All the way up. I'm all the way up. I'm all the way up. Nothing can stop me, I'm all the way up. Shorty, what you want, shorty, what you need. My niggas run the game, we ain't never leave. Counting up this money, we ain't never sleep. You got it.
she got both feet on the ground and she's burning it down. Oh.
All I do is win, 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 no matter what. Got money on my mind, I can never get enough. And every time I step up in the building, everybody hands go up. And they stay there, and they say yeah, and they say that. Cause all I do is win, win, win. And if you going in, put your hands in the air, nigga, play that.
Ludacris going in on the verse, cause I never been defeated and I won't stop now. Keep your hands up, keep your hands up.
What you guys do?
Simon, for the rest of this road trip.
It's gonna be a long ride. I gotta eat this bathroom. Pete, are you kidding me? Bro, you went 4 times? Everybody, get out the car, come on.
All right, let's give a round of applause for the Umc crew. As you guys can see in this drama, everyone has their own unique sound. Your sound may not be my sound, but you know what brings us together? Respect. That we respect one another. That what you like might not be what I like, but I can deal with that. You know, I can make things happen. I can sit in the same car with you. And we need a little bit more love in this world, don't we? How many of you agree? This next drama here is represented by these 4 doors. And how many of you guys know that doors represent opportunity? And like opportunity, doors represent decisions. Decisions that we make every day in our life. How many of you guys made a decision today? Well, y'all made a decision to come to school today, for one. You probably made a decision what attitude you brought to school. Well, I made some major decisions in my life too. Not all of them were the best decisions. I walked through some doors that should have remained shut. I let people into my doors that should have never came in. How many of you know that people will knock on your door, but you don't need to open the door to everybody? Not everybody can come into my house. You gotta respect my house. You gotta respect my life. You can't speak into my life if you don't respect my life. How many of you guys can agree? I make decisions like getting high, getting drunk, selling drugs, gang banging. I made a decision when I was 15 years old that took me all the way till I was 26 years old. That decision gave my parents heartache. That decision got me scars on my head. That decision got me locked up. That decision got my body all tatted up. But how many of you guys know that you're going to make a decision that some of us already been through? Some of your teachers already been through those decisions. That's why we're here to school you guys. We're not here to disrespect you. We're here to let you know the way that we walk. With that being said, this next drama on decisions is yours to see. Let's go.
I might choose the wrong one. I might choose the wrong one. This life left me bleeding, and I'm free to leave it. I might choose the wrong one. I might choose the wrong one. I'm really going through it. That door I might be going through it. I'm really going through it. That door I might be going through it. I'm really going through it. That door I might be going through it. Like me, man, got a plan. Tell a boy, be a man. Spin the bottle like a ceiling fan. Objectify no matter where we land. Grab that body by the hand. Keep it in the closet. Never put a face in a locket. Only give a space like a rocket. Locker room talk. Sound like me, the legs when you don't block. Evidence of happiness gone, but it still stays. stay alive in their thoughts. You learned that the pride that you gained way less than the smile that she lost. And you were getting high in your face when you start recognizing your flaws. So man, take my hand, got a plan. Papa's in, Papa's in, Papa's in, Papa's in. Feeling high like Peter Pan. Neverland, windy. Never let them see when you're low, you're empty. Don't you let anybody know, tread lightly. Keep putting on a pretty show on IG. You just put the rose in the gold with the Nikes. That ain't the only thing froze in your psyche. Just wanna know if anybody know. Kill himself. Just wanna know if anybody know. Trying to get to this money, you know what I'm saying?
They say one door closes, another one opens. Which one they do what I hope is? I might choose the wrong one. I might choose the wrong one. This life left me bleeding, and I'm free to leave it. I might choose the wrong one. I might choose the wrong one.
What's up, guys? Give it up for Doors. My name is Isaiah. Has anyone here ever heard of Louder Than a Bomb? Anybody? Louder Than a Bomb? Yes? You guys are familiar? For those of you who aren't, it is the largest poetry festival in the world. And I had the opportunity to compete in it with my team. This was a while ago. So we did that for 4 consecutive years. We made it to semifinals. And I get to train with great people like Jamila Woods, Chance the Rapper, Kevin Coble. And so I get to train with some of those awesome people. So here's a little piece of something that I wrote for you guys. When man was birthed from dirt, he found himself seeking to bear fruit, bear witness to fruit that was bitter yet bitten. Serpent slithered bit in his fangs where venom dripped off, feeding the one pure being that existed. And this is where I found myself, infectious to everything I touched, as if my tainted veins wanted to swallow more than my lifeless corpse had to offer. Lying in this hospital bed called Earth, doctor said I've been sick for a very long time now. This cancer has been drowning my lungs. I struggled to swim constantly, but I couldn't speak because my lips would only bleed consonants, and they flowed. They flowed into fragmented rivers of forgotten. I forgot them. They watched me suffer. They watched me slumber in nostalgic dreams that always tended to blur. I called upon names loudly in the hospital room, searching for someone to save me, but save yourself answers the cancer that continues to contaminate me, my IV injected poison. Molding my cells black, holding hostage my only hope I had left. This like death had his fingers weaved around my throat, tearing at my vocal cords as my body became numb. The beats of my heart's drum continued to last, but the symphony of my organs pumped for one last note. And I struggled to catch my breath. And as I dragged my body out of the bed, I crawled upon the broken glass of dreams that had been killed by our illness. And reaching the doorway, I squint in exhaustion, and there they were. A holocaust, forming a valley of dry bones. I struggle to walk in between them. I see them, their names carved into their chests that have begun to decay. Lust, pride, greed, wrath, envy, and the list goes on. This was the casket that buried us all. From the same disease we continue to endure. We all have it, and we continue to die daily for it. It's our flesh. The world has held us captive. Why do we want it so much? Why? But beyond this valley of dry bones, this cancer, there was a shackle of light immersing itself around each bone that sleeps, creating the mirror image of love, one that made us all live and have breath again, one that doesn't spit death but revival, allowed us to walk again, allowed trumpets ring in victory. On the same ground that we walk on, in the same ground that we're going to be buried in, and I refuse to be buried with the labels of a dark and broken world that can offer me nothing, so I will create my own name. But will you? Will you create your own name? So don't sell your life away short for temporary treasures, but give your life away so that you can walk in the sun, so that your old sun can set and your new sun can be risen and revealed in your new life. The aftermath, the rebirth of you. What's your new name?
Come on, you can do better than that. He did an amazing job. So my name is Richard Trinidad. I am actually the director of U-Turn Masters Commission. Some of the people that you actually see up here acting are a part of this amazing program. U-Turn Masters Commission, what it is a 9-month mentorship and leadership program. And we also give you the opportunity to enroll into Southeastern University an accredited university. So while you are in this program, you will be getting college credit. How many think that's amazing? Right? So come on, you can give a good hand for that. Harvard University came out with an article that talked about a GAP program. Everybody say GAP program. Basically what this is for students that still haven't figured out what they want to do in life. They still haven't figured out what they want to do in school. And so they will go into something like Master's Commission, a GAP program, to kind of figure that out. And so if you are in that place, that you still really haven't figured out what you want to do in life, what you want to go to school for, please come up to our table, right here, that back table right there, fill out some information. We'll be willing to answer any questions that you may have. Right now, what I want to do is I want to give you some evidence of what U-Turn Master's Commission can do. I'm going to bring up Stephanie up here. Go ahead, give her a good hand. She is actually an alumni of U-Turn Master's Commission.
Hey guys, how are you? Good, I'm good. Well, none of you guys know who I am, but I come from a tiny, tiny town in Gardner, Kansas. And about 2 years ago, I made the decision to come to Chicago because I asked myself one question. Am I really happy? Coming from a small town, there's not much to do. And the things that there are to do aren't really good for you, and they only fill happiness for a moment. But I wanted something bigger. Excuse me. My 10th grade teacher asked me, is there a difference between satisfaction and fulfillment? And that's kind of where that began. So I came to Masters, and in Gardner, you could be satisfied, but you'll never be fulfilled. And coming to a program, taking a year to focus on who I want to be, who I know that I'm destined for much bigger things, that's when the program came into hand, because I was able to not focus on anyone but myself. So if you guys are interested in this, again, check out that table. I think you guys would be really surprised.
Immaturity, scared of my own ceiling, scared I'll die of uncertainty. Fear might be the death of me, fear leads to anxiety. Don't know what's inside of me. Don't forget about me. Don't forget about me. Even when I doubt you, I'm no good without you. Temperatures dropping. I'm not sure if I can see this ever stopping. Shaking hands with the dark parts of my thoughts. No, you are all that I've got. No, don't forget about me. Don't forget about me. Even when I doubt you, I'm no good without you. Claw away of this system, repeating simple phrases. Someone wholly insisted, want the markings made of my skin to mean something to me again. Hope you haven't left without me. Hope you haven't left without me. Please. Don't forget about me. Don't forget about me. Even when I doubt you, I'm no good without you. No, don't forget about me.
someone once said that the decisions that we make dictate the life we lead. I remember this story, because we all know that Chicago and its weather can be a little crazy. How many know that? It can snow in April. Yeah? And it's pretty crazy. Well, this story is this woman, it was snowing one night, and it was snowing. It was a blizzard storm, and she's there, she's trying to drive, she's trying to get to Indiana, and as she's driving her car, trying to get to Indiana, with the hard snow that's falling, she couldn't see, a snowplow came in front of her. So she decided, well, I could probably get to Indiana faster if I follow this tow truck. I mean, this snowplow. So she began to follow the snowplow. As it was plowing through the snow and plowing through the snow kept going, and she's cleaning, the wipers are going on. In a minute, she's just following it and following it. All of a sudden, the snowplow stopped, and she stopped. The guy came out of the snowplow, and as he came off, he looked at her, he says, ma'am, what are you doing? Why are you following me? She said, I'm trying to get to Indiana. You're the best way for me to get there. He says, ma'am, I'm not the best way. What do you mean? And he said, ma'am, I've only been here for 30 minutes going around in circles cleaning the parking lot. And sometimes you and I, we follow people that all they do is take us in circle, but don't take us to the destination that we're supposed to get to. We've been looking at destination. We've been looking at decisions that we make. We saw doors here that were here representing decisions that we make. We talked about different people and different voices. How many understand when all of us together, we can be a mighty team? It don't matter the color. It don't matter the race. It don't matter what school you came from. We can all be one voice. We can all be one proviso. Yes. But how many understand that even though we live in this world, there are people that can be haters? They can look at everything you're trying to do and they'll give you names. They'll look at the type of money, the type of shoes you have, and they'll begin to name call and just call you names and talk you out. And we have people, young people, who have been called names and names and names that have gotten to the point of either thinking about suicide or stress. They can't even focus on school because maybe they're hearing talks like this even at home. And some of us who've been even called trash, and this trash can reminds me of a story. Yeah, it reminds me of a story that my friend taught me. He was a teacher in Arizona, and this student's a true story. Her name was Angela. Angela was 48 years old, and she came to this counselor because she was struggling, wanting to kill herself because she was going through so much in her life. Depression was so big in her life. And she was looking for a way out because all this labeling was too crazy. She didn't know what to do anymore. And she went to this counselor to talk to the counselor. And the counselor was there talking to her. And for 2 years, he's talking to her, trying to figure out what was the reason that she is going through depression in her life. And he begins to speak to her for 2 years. And one day, it hit her. She was reminded of what happened. It started in the 3rd grade. In the 3rd grade, it was a year that was very tough for Angela. Angela was going through so much. Many people didn't want to talk to her because she was being mean and she was being a bully. She was going through so many. She was just struggling. But see, Angela wasn't always a bully. Angela wasn't always looking for problems and trouble. Matter of fact, in the 1st grade, everybody loved Angela. But something happened in the 1st grade. Her mother died. Then it was just her and her dad didn't know what to do, and her dad's just trying to raise Angela. In the 2nd grade, he was drinking so much, came into a DUI, and died in a car accident. 3rd grade, Angela's struggling. 3rd grade, Angela doesn't have her mom and her dad, and she's just going through so many problems. She starts fighting with everybody in class, but one particular day in class, she decided to be really mean, and she hit some girl upside the head. And everybody's just looking. The teacher got upset and said, Angela, what are you doing? You're disrupting the class. Angela, I'm tired of this. You've been doing this all year long. Angela, this needs to stop. Do you know what you're doing to everybody that you bother? Matter of fact, let me teach you a lesson. Angela, come here. I want you to get into the garbage can. Angela, get into the garbage can. And Angela went very carefully. She stepped into the garbage can. Angela, don't you know that every time you treat people, this is how you make them feel, Angela? I want you to feel how you make everybody else feel, Angela. Classroom, how about you guys
write things. Angela, you are stupid. And some people laughed, but Angela was crying. The counselor's talking. Do you remember, Angela? Do you remember the words and the names? And do you remember every single word that they were telling you? She's crying in that counseling office. She's reminiscing. She's thinking about the 3rd grade. Another student came up and put the word loser. You are a loser, Angela. Nobody cares for you, Angela. You're a loser. And all this has been eating her up inside. And the counselor's talking. Do you remember, Angela? But do you remember that something else happened that day, Angela? Something else happened that day. Do you remember? Do you recall? That in the back of the classroom, there was one young man that didn't get up after everybody else put names up there. The teacher asked him, write something on the board. He said, no, I'm not going to. And she said, you sure? And all of a sudden he thought about it. And he got up. Angela was looking at this kid like, what is he going to write? And he came up and he grabbed the eraser and he began to erase every single word that everybody wrote on the board. He began to erase it and he erased it. And Angela's looking because he took all this out because this is not what he thought about Angela. But he began to write this on the board. He says, I love you. And then he wrote more on the board. He put this, you matter. Angela, do you remember this? Do you remember when this young man wrote this? And Angela's like, yes, I do remember. But how is it that I only focused on the bad and forgot the good? But wait a minute, counselor. How do you know about this story? And he looked at her and he says, Angela, I was that student. And Angela, I've been waiting for 2 years counseling you, Angela. I saw when you walked into the office. And I was waiting for this day because I want you to know something, Angela. You are not trash. You are more than a conqueror. You're an overcomer. You are beautiful. Angela, that day can represent you. What names have you been called? What has people said about you? We came here today to tell you that you're beautiful. You're courageous. You're a leader. You are righteousness. You are victorious. And we came to tell you that you don't have to be lived by every single label that people try to give you. And today, will you shout with me today? I will believe that I am a new person. I have a new name. I am courageous. Come on, let's clap it up. Hey guys, we're gonna get ready to go. You're gonna be leaving our team. We have some names that we want to give you as you walk out through here. Thank you so much. Don't forget, if you want information, we have information for you.
Ladies and gentlemen, give them one more round of applause. Thank you so much. On the way out, you can grab some of that. Hey guys, everybody on this side, on the wall side, head out the side door. Everybody on the window side, you're gonna go straight out that front door. Have a wonderful day, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you.